Yes, yet another video taking a look at the upcoming PlayStation 4 games coming tomorrow. A ton of games also being released tomorrow, and out of the 3 videos we've released this week, I would say that this is my favorite day of new PlayStation 4 game releases because there are actually some very compelling games being released tomorrow. I'm excited for a lot of these games. You've got a game in a very notable franchise, and you've got some other relatively interesting titles as well. A PC exclusive making its way to the PlayStation 4, a 16-bit retro art style title, and some more interesting games. So without further ado, let's get right into it, and I want to kick things off with one of the best received PC exclusives of 2018 making its way over to the PlayStation 4, and that is Return of the Obra Dinn. Return of the Obra Dinn is a very artistic detective mystery title that is incredibly story-driven. You're lost at sea. In 1802, the merchant ship Obra Dinn set out from London for the Orient with over 200 tons of trade goods. 6 months later, it hadn't met its rendezvous point at the Cape of Good Hope and was declared lost at sea. Early the morning of October 14, 1807, the Obra Dinn drifted into the port at Falmouth with damaged sails and no visible crew. As insurance investigator for the East India Company's London office, dispatch immediately to Falmouth would find means to board the ship and prepare an assessment of damages. It's a first-person mystery adventure based on exploration and logical deduction. The game was received incredibly well on PC, as I mentioned. Let's take a look at the Steam reviews. There's 5,015 Steam user reviews all time, 96% positive, bringing it at overwhelmingly positive, which is a really good reception. And then on Metacritic, very positive reception as well, an 89. It got some incredible awards as well. In the Indie Game Festival, got the grand prize in excellence in narrative. BAFTA gave it game design and artistic achievement. Game Developers Choice Award gave it the best narrative, and the Game Awards gave it the best art direction. And yes, the art and visual style of this game is so sublime, so unique compared to every other game. It's got this dark and drab presentation style, and I'm incredibly excited to see it make its way over to the PlayStation 4. It's been a long time coming. It released at $19.99 on PC, and I imagine it's going to come at the same price on PlayStation 4. And here's an interesting fact. The game released on October 18, 2018 on PC. Well, when is it being released on PlayStation 4? Exactly 1 year later on October 18, 2019. Thought that was a little bit of an interesting note, so definitely have your eyes open on that. Return of the Obra Dinn is a game that a lot of people talked about when it came to PC, but I feel like it hasn't gotten that iconic game status that a lot of these games that are this good receive, and it is at that quality level, and hopefully with the PlayStation 4 release, it opens up the user base and more people play this game because it is a very unique game, and I think it's an incredible title that a lot more people need to play. Alright, moving on from that, Plants vs. Zombies is making a comeback with Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. This is a third-person shooter developed by PopCap Games, and of course it's been published by Electronic Arts, so that's going to be a little bit off-putting to some. However, these Plants vs. Zombies third-person shooters are pretty good. Similar to its predecessor, again, the game is a TPS where players take control of the plants or the zombies in either a cooperative or competitive multiplayer environment. The game itself features 20 customizable gameplay classes, 6 of which are new to the franchise, and they are classified into 3 groups: attackers, defenders, or support. Each camp also has a new team play class that allows players of the same class to combine forms when they fight against enemies. Players can compete against each other in various competitive multiplayer modes, including the objective-based turf war mode and the team deathmatch variant Team Vanquish. The game also features several player versus environment open zones, which allowed players to explore, find collectibles, and complete quests. Split-screen local multiplayer is also available for all of the game modes present in the game, so that's something that I always like to see in games in general. A lot of games are doing away with split-screen local multiplayer, but this is a charming game where you are going to want to play locally and play when a couple of friends come over, so great to see that. October 18, 2019, you'll have Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville in your hands. And I know that it is an Electronic Arts release, and with any EA release, you have to be a little bit skeptical of going into it and buying it, and maybe Battle for Neighborville is a game that you wait on a little bit of a sale for. I wouldn't really hold that against you, just because it's one of those games I could see it going on a little bit of a sale come Black Friday, but it should be noted that this game is being released at $39.99, so it is already being released at a budget price point, so that's always nice. Alright, next up, we've got Driven Out. This is a game that I had no idea about, but looking into this game, I am very excited for it. It's touted as a beautiful 16-bit retro art style with fluid animations and deliberate combat. Read the enemy and act accordingly in a seamless world without any loading screens. Now, this is a game that hardly anyone is talking about. There is a free demo available on PC. I don't believe that's out on the PlayStation 4, but Driven Out is a challenging 2D side-scroller where a farmer is forced from her home into a dangerous world in upheaval, forced to fight dangerous, fantastical creatures. Luckily, she has stumbled upon a magical contraption that creates copies of herself if she perishes, as long as the device has power power, she can place custom checkpoints. However, it is a fragile device, and if the enemies choose to attack the device, it will quickly break. Enemies are numerous and varied in the seamless world. The farmer has no combat experience, but as long as she keeps her wits about her and read the enemy, she can prevail. The enemies are also not without wit and might choose to attack the checkpoint if left unprotected. The game touts deliberate combat, read the enemy, and attack accordingly. Beautiful 16-bit retro art style with fluid animation, seamless world without any in-game load screens. Checkpoints can be placed anywhere. Destructible checkpoint if left unprotected. The enemies can choose to attack the checkpoints instead of the player. So that's a very interesting gameplay nuance. You usually don't see that, where you can place custom checkpoints and then the checkpoints themselves are destructible, so if your checkpoints get destroyed, then you might be SOL. So very interesting in gameplay style. I want to see how that translates into the full game. And it also notes skill-based combat, no character progression, and no loot. So this game is entirely reliant on your skill level, so that might be a little bit off-putting to some people, but I'm interested in the title, and Driven Out will be out tomorrow. Next up, we have another former PC exclusive making the transition to the PlayStation 4, and that is Mega Aquarium. Mega Aquarium is a theme park management tycoon game with an aquatic twist. Design your displays, look after your fish, manage your staff, and keep your guests happy. It's all in a day's work as the curator of your very own Mega Aquarium. Now, as I mentioned, this game has already been released on PC. It released at $24.99, so a pretty good price point, and this is one of those games that has a stark contrast from its Steam reception versus its critical Metacritic reception. On Metacritic, it has a 69, which isn't the worst score in the world, however, definitely could be better. However, the Steam reception, a lot more positive, 711 Steam user reviews, 90% positive, and I should note that PC Gamer gave the game an 86. They noted it's a charming, watery theme park management game where fish are friends, not food, until they eat each other or you forget to feed them. So it does seem like the game is charming in its own way, and if you're into management simulator titles and you like the aquatic twist, Mega Aquarium might be right up your alley. Again, it'll be out tomorrow, and I imagine that it'll be released at the same price it was released at on PC, which was $24.99. Next up, we have Warbital. Warbital, another game that released on PC earlier this year, and this one was received pretty well as well. 76 on Metacritic, and the Steam reviews, only 92 user reviews, however, 86% positive on this. It notes, with the shifting gravity on your side, aim your cannons, blast your enemies, and enjoy the fireworks. Warbital is a real-time strategic artillery game in space, peppered with a heavy dose of cosmic chaos. The goal, be the last civilization standing. Game was released at $12.99, and it does have a pretty slick look to it. It's described as an action strategy indie title, local multiplayer in this game as well, so that's always nice. Definitely nothing to write home about technically from a visual sense, however, it does employ a pretty unique art style, and it notes, exploit the shifting gravity by maneuvering your shots across space to inflict maximum damage on the enemy, sling asteroids, create black holes, make it rain with solar flares. There's a lot of depth to the gameplay, and it does have a little bit of a strategy nuance to it as well, so bear that in mind. And again, $12.99 for this title, pretty good, and the reception was relatively strong, so all around, another title to keep your eyes on. And lastly, we have Pig Eat Ball. Pig Eat Ball is a top-down action adventure about eating, getting fat, and barfing on things to solve levels. Explore 20 giant space stations to find different disguises, and using their pros and cons, fight and solve your way through over 200 action puzzle levels using new arcade-style mechanics. The game was released for $14.99 on PC, and hardly anyone checked it out, but those that did thought pretty highly of it. 18 Steam user reviews, 94% positive here, so that's pretty good. I believe that equates to just one negative review, and the Metacritic score is rather good at an 83 as well. It has more of an old school look to it, definitely employing that pixel graphics art style and a retro look, so if you're into old games on like the Super Nintendo or around that time period, you're gonna be really into Pig Eat Ball from a visual standpoint. And as far as the gameplay goes, it looks pretty interesting as well. It notes, twisted arcade gameplay, get bigger as you eat, barf to squeeze down to size, barf on anything that moves, and reap the rewards. Explore intricate worlds. Giant interconnected worlds are filled with strange life and secret rewards. Travel to 5 completely unique areas, including sushi gardens, kitchen chaos, and astro farms. Handcrafted challenge. Each handmade non-procedural level has a unique hook or puzzle, from dodging alien bulls, spitting bombs, eating flying pies, or bowling while on conveyor belts. There's always something new, and massive wild bosses. Nearly a dozen bat barf crazy bosses will be coming your way. How will you beat the accordion centipede or a living pile of nachos? Use your brain, your skills, and your mouth. So obviously, this is completely zany, completely off the wall, but honestly, the amount of zaniness that it is, I feel like that is an alluring element to the game, so pretty excited for Pig Eat Ball. $14.99 was the release price on PC. I imagine the console price will be the same. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, if you're talking about games that are a little bit unique, a little bit different, a little bit off the wall, tomorrow definitely has that in spades with with Return of the Obra Dinn. That game is assured to be good. It was received incredibly well on PC. PlayStation 4 version is going to be great. PvZ Battle for Neighborville, a $40 release. Maybe you don't want to pick it up right away on day one, but Plants vs. Zombies has its own unique charm, and I'm excited to see that out. Driven Out might be a game that surprised a ton of people. Didn't know much about it prior to the making of this video, but that is one that looks pretty slick, and if you want more of a challenging experience, that might be up your alley. Mega Aquarium, for those of you guys that want a management sim title, that might be your pickup. Warbital looks pretty cool, and then Pig Eat Ball is so off the wall and so wacky that I'm kind of interested in it. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.